Okay, Dave, we've now got a few bits of clay that we haven't used, and what we want to do though is mix these clays. I think they're slightly different consistencies. This one's slightly stiffer and this is a bit wetter, so I'm going to wedge them together using a spiral wedging technique called lotus flower, and it will help for mixing the clay. When I'm doing this, I'm trying to just roll the clay into itself so that it twists and blends as you go along. I'll slow myself down a bit so I can see what I'm doing. But essentially, all I'm doing is rolling it on a thin side with my right hand and with a thick side with my left hand. As I'm pushing forward with my right, I'm sort of rolling and twisting with my left.
It's something I've never learnt. I use the old bull's head, ram's head thing, you know. But you can do much bigger balls the way you're doing that.
Yeah. This clay is a bit stiff, so I'm glad you're going to be throwing this one, not me. But it's quite useful to do it this way because you can actually hear when the air bubbles are clicking out, because the clay is moving, and then, for example, it's popped an air bubble.
Where's the zoom on this? Is there a zoom?
I'll zoom it like that. Okay. So it's quite good. It's also quite a nice little workout before you get onto the wheel at the beginning of the day.
I find that too high. I'd like that to have it lower.
Yeah, down there.
Yeah.
Well, I still think I'm going to grow a couple of inches.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, that's fair enough,
keeps telling me, you know. So there we are again. Another bubble come through. You get your wire as well.
Yep.
Okay, and so you can sort of check what you're doing, and you know there might be an air bubble somewhere in here. Also, by cutting it, you can see how well it's mixing as well.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
We've got some quite soft clay here, so what I'm going to do next is make a sandwich.
Okay.
Put some of the stuffer clay with the softer clay. That one.
You tend to wedge rather than knead, do you?
Yes.
Or knead rather than wedge, I mean, yeah.
It's a bit sort of like this. Hang on. So you can also go like that.
Yeah, that's the one I do, but it's not as smooth as yours.
And this is quite a nice technique as well. And I do, you know, if I'm making bread, I'll use this one.
Yeah.
You know. Not that I make bread that often. But,
perhaps you should.
yeah, it's only when I've been banned from the supermarket.
With that kneading technique.
Right. So
what I'd have tended to wedge those and then knead it, but you know your kneading is so good.
Yeah. Well, thank you. You're very kind, young man. One thing I'm going to show you now is how to, if you want to, you can mix your clays.
Aye.
And I'm just going to put a bit of very dark stoneware
Oh, this will really show us the wedging technique, won't it?
Yeah, and then we can see, we can watch its mix then.
Yeah.
It's quite wet. It's come out back.
You realise you're going to have to do this with both of these pieces of white clay.
I will. But we'll use these for the rim.
Oh yeah, good.
Well, you will.
Yeah. Good thinking, Batman.
And, you know, sometimes...
Do you want to cut that in half now? Yeah.
I do quite like using it, not very mixed.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, you get different patterns in the clay, and that can affect, for me, it can affect how the glaze works.
Yeah.
Already you can see it's mixing quite nicely, and there's a little air bubble there, so we're getting rid of those.
Where did you get those powerful hands and wrists by doing this for a lifetime?
Well, no, these cost me an awful lot of money, mate. Well, I think it helps. I work outside most of the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've got my hands in earth, one way or the other.
So it's a natural progression for you to make pots.
Yeah.
To then fill with the earth that you dig.
I know.
And plant them with. That's lovely cycle, isn't it?
Yeah. And if I find clay out and about, then sometimes I'll dig it and wash it and incorporate it into what I'm doing. But there we go. Let's cut it and have a quick look.
Yeah.
Very nice marbled effect.
It's a lovely marbled effect, isn't it? In
I
fact, you
wouldn't
could
mess
make
about
pots
with it
out of
much
that,
more
couldn't
than
you?
that.
No, couldn't you?
No. Because if we put this on here as it is,
yeah, and then do the lugs in the red.
Yeah, and once it's thrown onto there, it will look a bit like that.
Yeah.
But then if we cut it or rib it, I suppose, once it's on, if you imagine you've thrown it on there, and we'll take an edge off like that, you will get the marbling effect.
Yeah.
You won't get it on the surface, but you will get it when you cut it away.
Yeah.
So we'll try that. So I suppose, you know, this is what collaborating's all about, isn't it?
It certainly is.
You're just a young man, and I'm particularly handsome.
Titter.
But we've got something to share, so you know that's what it's all about. Anyway, there you go. Let's have a coffee.
Okay.